Hello and welcome back to Behind the Dreams. My name is Jordan. With me, as always, is Jack. How are you today, Jack?
Doing good because I just got to see the conclusion of my favorite franchise of all time, which is awesome. Uh,
What Star Wars game? I didn't.
uh,
Episode 9 was a few years ago.
yeah, no, it's actually the best franchise made by Lucasfilm, which is Indiana
Star Wars,
Jones.
right?
No, Indiana Jones, the best. He's the best. And we're gonna talk about it a little bit. In my opinion, don't listen to all the negativity around it. It's a very good movie, very satisfying ending for the character. That's what I'll say. I'm not going to say anything else because I know if I talk about it, I will spoil it too much. So it's very good. If you liked any of the Indiana Jones movies in the past, you're gonna like this one.
So if somebody goes sees this movie on your recommendation and they don't like it and they spent $40 on tickets and $40 on popcorn, what do you say to them?
Behind the Dreams podcast is not liable for any purchases made on your own volition based off of my recommendation.
Thank you for the legal speak. That absolves us completely.
Yeah.
But in
I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan, so I was gonna like it regardless. I'll say that much, but I really liked it. So there we go. That's
it's our first topic of the day. I was supposed to see it. My wife wasn't feeling so great, and then we actually also had. Luckily, I didn't buy tickets ahead of time. And then we also had like this huge like rainstorm for a bit,
oh,
thunderstorm. So it actually worked out that we were home better. Caught up on Secret Invasion instead. Um, but yeah, so my plan is to see it like July 4th. I could probably actually see it for like $7, so that'll be good. So if you do take Jack's recommendation, but you're hesitant, look for discount deals on Tuesdays. But Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny opened this weekend. It's got a B plus cinema score, which actually I'm gonna look and see. That's the same score I think that Crystal Skull had, but
I think so, yeah.
or actually it may have been a B. But I'm checking to see what the rest of the Indiana Jones uh, had here, and we'll explain. So Crystal Skull was B, so it is a little bit more favorable, I guess. And it doesn't look like they did cinema score for Indiana Jones,
Yeah,
Raiders,
I was gonna
and
say Cinema
Temple.
Score is I feel like it's newer than those movies. Like I think it was like
Last
late.
Crusade got an A.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's
Okay.
the last other. That's the only other one I see. Yeah, yeah. So I'll explain that for people that don't know. I feel like I've been explaining it a lot because I talked about it on the DC podcast. We talked about it on the Marvel podcast for Guardians and Quantumania and stuff. But um typically when you look at big budget films, you really want in the A's. And because for some reason the way that they rank these things, a B plus, a B minus are like people don't recommend them as much. There's also a post track survey where like 59% of people recommend Dial of Destiny after seeing it, even though like 89% liked it. So I don't know why you would like something and not recommend it, but that's the stuff that they do when they see people walk out of the theaters and stuff. Um, so I just covered this extensively for The Flash over on Elseworlds DC fan podcast. Small plug there because we were talking. The Flash had a B cinema score, which is actually you're like, oh, a B, that sounds pretty good. No, a B is like Green Lantern, Batman versus Superman, like movies that people really didn't like. Um, B plus a little bit more respectable. Um, uh, so it's a step up from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, according to people exiting the theater. But I can't really share any thoughts on that because I haven't seen it yet. But
I
it's
can.
opening
I'd
weekend.
agree. I'd agree.
Opening weekend is so far at 60 to 65 million. We're recording this before real estimates are coming in. Um, which is not great for I mean, what was it? Kingdom of Crystal Skull had like 100 something million opening
I
weekend
I think so, but
domestically. This is all domestic.
yeah. But also, like there's the whole problem of how many blockbusters have we already had
Yeah, this
this
month, especially
summer?
June and July,
Yeah,
are
I
pretty
mean,
crowded.
even May going back, over the past 2 months, we've had so many things, Guardians 3, you've got Fast X, you've got Into or Across the Spider-Verse, you've got The Flash, you've got the new Transformers movie, you've got a new Disney movie in Elemental, you've
You can
got
say the Flash, but like nobody saw it, so
right, no,
you
but
can say
that's a decision that people made because
yes,
of all
yeah.
these other movies. And then, on the horizon, we've got a new Mission Impossible,
Oh, I thought
we've
that was a movie coming out. I was like, on the horizon. I haven't heard of that.
and Barbie and Oppenheimer. There's a lot of movies that
Yeah,
are coming out in such quick succession that
the
it's
Kraken
just
movie, Ruby
yeah.
Gills, or
Ruby Gelman's Teenage
yeah, there
Kraken.
you go.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one. Because I've seen way too many ads for it. You've got
I've
Haunted
seen one
Mansion.
trailer and that's it.
Yeah,
And
you.
it, you know what? I think most people agree with that because it's made like single digits. Like it is
Uh,
not making a lot of millions right now.
I know the book has some love for it.
Oh,
Like
is it based
it's
off a book?
yeah, it's based off of like
Huh.
a like kind of a teen fiction type. I think it might. I don't think it's a graphic novel. Part of me wants to say it is for some reason, but
I'll
uh,
research.
yeah. But there's just so many blockbusters. So people are asking why are all these movies getting such low, uh, box office earnings given these giant budgets, and the reason is kind of oversaturated at this point. You think about 2008 and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull coming out. That made 260 million, I think. And, there weren't as many massive movies coming out that same summer. So I think, consumers are kind of making choices. And uh, I think the original bad reviews of this when it was shown at Cannes kind of did a little bit to dissuade people.
Yeah, it's oops. It is interesting, I will say, on kind of the reception of it so far. I do want to just say the budget is 250 to 290 million dollars,
Mhm.
which is insane.
Yeah.
Uh, when we don't cover movies too much on this show, but my God, with the way Elemental's been performing on a $200 million budget, Quantumania on an insane budget, like Disney's got to get these budgets under control, or else they're really gonna struggle with getting any. So like I was just saying, Ruby Gilman is not doing so hot, but it's also only a $75 million budget. Like there you go, right? Like so it needs less to be profitable. And when you have Indiana Jones now, of course, there's no sequel for this, right? This has been saying
Yep.
this is the end.
Yep.
So you don't have really the only thing up for a loss is like Disney's money. But like it's not like a new Indiana Jones hinges on this film. So ultimately, I've seen people wonder like why the press isn't going after this movie as much as they did The Flash, and I think part of that is for like underperforming. I do think part of that is The Flash was kind of hinging on rebooting, right? The
Hmm.
DCU, which it doesn't really do. But then you have the Indiana Jones is just okay. Its legacy is already cemented. People talk about Raiders of the Lost Ark a
Yeah.
lot. It's like one of the biggest movies of all time. Nothing is gonna Nothing's gonna happen if this movie underperforms, other
It
than Lucasfilm losing money.
right. It's a finale. It's a send off to an iconic character and an iconic franchise. And I think, there's definitely some nostalgia there that people are giving it a little bit of a pass. And also, I think that it's kind of it's kind of I've seen a lot more articles of people saying like, dang, I saw the negative reviews. I went in and it definitely doesn't deserve that. The first thing I saw when I looked up Dial of Destiny's cinema score just to see like or Indiana Jones cinema score when we were seeing if other movies had it, immediately it's like why it's better than all of these reviews are saying and all of that, or why it doesn't deserve the 60% or 68% on Rotten Tomatoes, all of that kind of stuff. Uh, so
Is
it'll
that the
be
lowest
interesting.
too, Rotten Tomatoes wise?
I think Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was 78.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what always threw me off with this is when I think I talked about it. I don't know if it was on this show or another show, but where I talked about of like the way that people are reviewing nowadays is
has changed completely.
has changed, and they'll all say like in the review this is better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but like some are giving it worse reviews than
Yeah.
Kingdom of the Crystal, so it doesn't make any sense.
I
Um,
mean, it's easier to be a critic than it is to be a supporter of something these days, it feels like. Uh, it, I
it's
mean,
cool to be negative when you're online.
yeah, and hey, it gets the clicks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I, I don't, I mean, I still maintain that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is not terrible. I know I gave it a much higher rating on Letterboxd than you did. You gave it a 3. I gave it a 4.5.
Did I give it a
Uh,
3?
yes, you did give it a 3. And so like I Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the lowest I have on all of all of these. Everything else is a 5. Like I have everything else as a 5 star.
Mm.
Like so Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is just in last place for me, but everything else is like,
I probably rated it too without rewatching it. I've seen it once. It was in
oh, okay.
theaters.
I've seen
And
it 5 times. So
so I remember liking it when I walked out of the theater, but I didn't have Letterbox back then in 2008. So
yeah, I
that
don't
was
think anyone
probably
did. So
it
I
was probably rated well. I don't know. I usually give stuff that I really like 5s, and then like, or if I love it, like a 5, and then if I really like it, it's like a 4, 4.5. If I
Mhm.
like it, it's like a 3. If I don't like it at all, it's like a 1.
Yeah.
And
We
if it's something that I'm like it's all right, like a 2 stars, kind of
yeah,
my rating system.
we are not overly critical movie
Oh
reviewers.
no, if I read my
Uh
letterbox out here, I'm pretty sure people would be like, "Really? That movie's a 5 or
yeah,
a
I'm
4?"
my high, like the rating that I give most movies, like my most common rating is a 5. Uh by some margin. 58 of movies, like I only rate them after I've rewatched them. 58 have 5 stars, 34 with 4.5. I only have 2 movies that are 1 star. And I know off the top of my head that it's Jack and Jill and Fantastic Four 2015. That's that's it. Like I'm I like movies. That's it.
I don't know if I even know if I have a 1 star. Is there an easy way to tell?
Yeah, you just go onto your profile and then there's like a little graph of all of the
Yeah,
different things, and then you kind of like scroll over it and you can see if you have how many you have in each category.
I have 0 1 stars. There you go. I have 10 2 stars, 36 3 stars, 122 4 stars, and 108 5 stars.
Yeah, in
So there you go. That tells you how easy I am to please, I guess.
also it's worth noting Jordan has never seen Fantastic Four 2015, and
Yeah, I
therefore
avoided that so I don't have to have a 1 star.
keeping the record clean.
All right, we can move on from Indiana Jones, but Jack says he'll pay for your reviewing next time you go.
Hold on. I just graduated college. I don't have that. I don't have that
Yeah.
ability right here.
Um, that was obviously a joke, people. We're not refunding your tickets. Let's move on to some park news. We got a lot of this today. That's going to be the rest of the show. It's park news and then a little bit of a game afterwards, like we like to do. But Josh DeArmo, who does the parks president, he hints that something will come to Galactic Star Cruiser. He said no hints at what it is yet, but something will happen to it. He also just kind of
I'm
said, "Hey,
excited.
we
I'm happy.
tried something and it didn't work, and whatever." But it makes me feel a little better. I know last episode we talked about like what will happen. There was like some retheme ideas that were shot down by Iger, so I kind of wonder, what the plan is here for that.
I would be happy if it's just being used, like that
Yeah,
that
yeah. Even if
that
it's
space doesn't go
storage,
to waste,
just yeah,
right?
don't knock it down.
Yeah, right. Like you built the infrastructure, and honestly, looking at those rooms, it looks like it could be a pretty good storage facility. Like just the rooms kind of look like storage facilities. I can't lie. Uh so, I'm sure they've got some. I'm hoping maybe D23 will get some sort of detail, but I feel like that'll still be too soon, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I think it's way too soon. Maybe. I don't know. What did I say
Although
last time? Did I say it was
uh
too soon last time? I don't
although
remember.
D23 is in September and the last voyages are like end of September,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
So yeah,
so
I think I said maybe it's possible, but yeah.
we could. I mean, maybe we'll get more blue sky stuff and they'll say like this could happen and then
Oh,
they'll
like Ice
reveal
Age, Blue Sky stuff?
or is that not the is that not the right
No, no, you're right. You're right.
okay
No,
thank God.
I was just saying that's also the name of
That's
the
true. No,
cartoon company,
you're
Blue
right.
Sky, that they do own now
Oh yeah,
because of the Fox deal.
that's what they're doing. That's a hint.
It's
Ice Age, the Ice Age retheme is coming to
oh my God.
to Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser.
See, now that's something that they could do for Animal Kingdom that would fit, but that I wouldn't like. I mean, it fits into
It
Dino Land
does.
too. It's like, all right, we'll go Ice Age and you'll have mammoths and saber-tooth tigers.
Would you be
Um,
willing to accept that if it meant Dino Land stays?
I accept that more than Moana or Zootopia.
Okay.
Now, like, I like those movies better. I'm not an Ice Age fan, but I'd rather go theme over like just fitting stuff in.
Okay. Okay.
So I would accept that more.
All right.
But
We're fit.
don't you dare, Iger. Don't you
Disney
even.
parks. We're getting you research on how to make this more palatable.
Yes, how to make it a little bit more palatable. It's not putting Moana meet and greet right outside of it. It's the most palatable way is Ice Age, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. At least so far. We'll figure out more next
Keep the
episode.
dinosaur ride,
Yep.
and then you have the Ice Age be the Primeval World section.
Yep. Make it into mammoths instead of triceratops. Yep.
Oh my
Perfect.
God, yes. Or little scrats,
And
right? Like
instead of continental drift, continental spin. Ooh.
so you have little scrats, right? And then
Yeah.
in the middle is the huge acorn.
Exactly. See,
Just sign us up.
hire
You know
us.
what we're talking about.
Hire us. We've got the ideas.
Um, but I'm excited to see whatever comes of it. I bet they don't even know at this point, really.
Probably not.
All right, so we got some new Mickey and Minnie costumes for Christmas in Disneyland. This is not something we'll spend a lot of time on, but I just thought they looked pretty cool. I I wish this wasn't just a Disneyland, but you got Mickey with like a nice Santa hat on. He's got the Argyle sweater
Yep.
vest that's red, and then he
He
has like a green tie with green slacks. I mean, with the like a nice little Santa coat. I don't know. He looks pretty spiffy.
he definitely looks like, a dad dressed up to the nines for Christmas Day. Like that's definitely what this is. Like he looks like just, a dad who's like really into the spirit. He's got his Santa hat on, all that, and you're heading over to grandma's for dinner or something like that. You got the sweater. You know how it is. That's what he looks like right there. That's not bad. To be clear, I'm saying
No,
that's
no,
that's
yeah,
that's
he
great.
looks great. He
It's
looks better
great.
than Minnie. Minnie, pretty basic, I guess. She's got like a red sweater dress. I don't know what to
Yeah,
call
yeah.
that.
It
Looks
looks like a shawl and then like a red dress. I mean, like she has a shawl and then like a
she's got
red
like a
dress underneath. Yeah.
headband on
Yeah.
with the bow, but green belt.
Yeah.
Not much to really go on for her. I mean,
I
Mickey's
think it would have been
dripping
better
over
if like
here.
if you had the same color green on her outfit somewhere, like maybe on like the trim.
It is weird that his green is so much like
It really
paler,
pops. It really pops. I'm not
and
it,
hers is regular Christmas green. His is
yeah.
like teal.
Yeah.
Kind of odd.
A little eccentric, Why not?
Yeah, this is their new wintertime attire. They'll be sporting it the holiday season. So if you're in Disneyland or going to Disneyland for all the holidays, you can get a picture with them in those, I assume. They didn't go too much into it.
I hope so. If they made the costume,
I don't
you
know if it's
better.
like a stage show, Sometimes that's all you get.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Big thing here, this will probably be the bulk of our news too, is the new Genie Plus pricing. I feel like this is every damn episode now.
Yeah,
Excuse my language.
a little bit.
Is I feel like every time I'm like, oh, there's a Genie Plus pricing update or Genie Plus format change. And so this began on June 27th. Guests can now select Genie Plus as either a single park or a multi-park option. The multi-park option is the most expensive, of course, and will operate like the original Genie Plus, allowing guests to use Genie Plus at any park they visit. So pretty much they're like upselling you, right?
Yep.
For the single park option, DAC and Epcot are lower prices. DAC being Animal Kingdom, sorry, and Hollywood Studios and Magic are more expensive. And this is what I mean by they're upselling you, right? So the prices as of June 27th, these can change, certain time of year. The multi park is $27. Magic Kingdom says $27. Did I write that down right, or is it 24?
Yep. You have it down as 27. So I'm not sure if that's right, but you've got it down as 27.
I have to double check that because
it might be 24 to match.
It might be 24
Hollywood.
as well.
Yeah.
I may have just transposed that.
Either way, it's expensive. Let's just we can also say expensive.
No, Magic is 27. All right, just double check that.
That's even worse. Okay.
It is worse. Epcot is 18, Hollywood is 24, and DAC is 16. So what I mean by upcharging you is like when you go to the movies and a small popcorn's $4, a medium's $5, and a large is $6. You're like, for $2 more, I'm just gonna
what movie theaters are you going to? What the?
Well, this is an example. This is not an actual.
I was gonna say
theater.
I paid $9.50 for a large popcorn yesterday.
All right, but what was the small? Do you know?
$7.50. Yeah, so it's
exactly
$1 increase each time. Yeah.
difference, and you're like, I get.
You look at the
more.
sizes. Yeah.
So the way that's why they get you, that's how they get you to buy the large, and then you're ending up spending $2 more. You're like, well, it's just more cost sense, right? Well, that's what I guess they want you to do here. I mean, I don't know who's going to Magic Kingdom and is only going to pay for the Magic Kingdom one. Get the multi-park in case you hop.
You might as well at that point, yeah.
In case you hop. I mean, if you're in Magic Kingdom, you're just locked into the Magic Kingdom for the same price. Same thing if you go to Epcot for 18, just spend the extra $9 in case you hop. Yeah. This came in handy when my wife and I went. We did what was then the normal one, which is now the multi-park. We were in Epcot. We had already booked something. And then it was time for us to be able to book again, and we saw Runaway Railway. I think it was, or one of those. I think it was Runaway Railway. And we're at Epcot, and we already had a break in our day, and we're like, let's walk over to Hollywood and do Runaway Railway for that time, which was right at 2:00 after you can park hop. So that was, easy. And then we used it. We may used it over there one more time before we came back to Epcot and used it on something else. Now you can't do that if you just lock into the Epcot for $18. Now I think DAC is probably okay for 16 in the sense of that's a park that you're not easily accessible to park hop, so you could just do that to cheap out and then just wait in lines the rest of the day.
Yeah, although I will say Genie Plus is definitely least useful at Animal Kingdom. Like,
oh yeah,
it's really for Flight of Passage.
Like, is Flight of Passage one you have to spend extra on too, or no? Do we know that?
Ooh,
I can't remember.
It maybe. I think you can get it.
Can I check on the app without buying anything? Because I'll do that.
Imagine if it's just a microtransaction immediately. Like,
99 cents to preview it. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. At
99 cents for a preview. Yeah, to be fair, that feels like something that would happen.
If you're not at the park, we're gonna charge you $5 to look at our prices.
It just says Lightning Lane on here. I don't. Oh no. I clicked it and then it brought up a Face ID thing to sign in.
It didn't want you to buy it.
I think it might just be
a Lightning Lane. So you'd have to spend an extra $16 or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. That would suck if you use it on here.
But like everything else, like right now, Everest is a 30-minute wait. Safaris is a 15-minute wait.
It's only 85 for Pandora. Flight of Passage, 65 for Navi River. I mean,
Dinosaurs 25,
which is 5. I mean, you go up there, it's a 5-minute wait.
Somehow Cali River Rapids is 50. I've got questions.
Don't let Matt hear you question that. He loved working at Cali.
Hey, he saw it on our tier list that we put that
That's true.
dead last.
I wonder if he did see that. Probably not, but I didn't publish it too much. Like I didn't post it like everywhere. Like, look at our tier list.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah, look, this is just getting way too expensive.
yeah, it depends. Like if you're for people who are going there like to Disney for like, this is a once in a lifetime
First
trip,
time, yeah.
right? Yeah, like it makes sense to buy it. But if you're going there and you've been there plenty of times, it doesn't really make sense to do that anymore. Like, it just wait in some lines, especially if you're going at like not a peak season, if you're going at the end of summer, like at the end of August or something, or if you're going in September, don't buy the lightning lane. Just and maybe the prices will still fluctuate a little bit and maybe they'll go down. We'll see, but it's not worth it for a lot of times. It's super worth it if you're going over like spring break or something, sure. But yeah, just it just makes it really annoying for a lot of things, especially given that, 1999 free. It was free. Uh yeah. It's just not worth it, I think.
Yeah, I think people know my thoughts on this of how much I
Yeah,
like,
we've probably spent a collective, if you put together a supercut of
it's
all of
probably
the
a
times
couple
we talked
hours,
about,
yeah.
yeah, it's probably 5 hours of like the 7 hours we've been on this podcast.
Most of it is Genie Plus.
Yeah.
Um, it's just it's just frustrating. Like you said, it was free once. That's why it feels like more of a scam than any other, like
Yeah.
than even like Universal doing it, because Universal, like I
It
feel like
it's
it's
it,
always
it
been that
hasn't
way.
been it hasn't been free, I don't think, ever at Universal,
Yeah,
except if
I
you're
don't think
staying
so.
on property, which, hey, Disney, why not do that? You know, encourage people to stay on property and give maybe either a discounted version of it or like include it
I
for
think their
a
issue is
day.
that too many people stay on property as it is,
Maybe that's it, but
except for Galactic Star Cruiser.
yeah. Although if they keep, bringing up prices without having the same incentives to stay on
Hmm.
property, they might need to put some more stuff on it to bring people back in.
What would you say is the biggest incentive of staying on property? Is it just the transport
I would say,
or the
well, it it
atmosphere?
it depends on on the resort for transport, right? Because Animal Kingdom Lodge is on property, but you are not getting good transportation
Yeah,
necessarily.
the buses work. They're
Work is
just
a
every
strong
30
term.
minutes, but
Yeah, work, but not as much as you'd want them to. If it's like, any of the monorail resorts, great. If it's any of like the Skyliner boat resorts near Epcot and Hollywood Studios, great. But I think the big one is like the extra hours that you can sometimes get, although they're not as frequent as they used to be. Like
I'd rather stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge than All Star.
that's fair
The
because
All
they're
Star transport, the okay,
yeah,
here's
that's
a
even
complaint
worse.
about All Star transport. It's only buses, right?
Yep.
But you're like, okay, Jordan, you just said Animal Kingdom Lodge is only buses. Yes, but it's in shaded areas. The
Yes.
the All Star resorts are like, here you are baking in the sun,
Yep.
holding on to these metal handrails that are burning from the intensity of the Florida sun, and you have to wait 30 minutes for a bus.
Yep.
And you're like, and plus, because it is the cheapest option, a lot of people stay there, so there's more people in line
Yep.
than other places.
And
So
do
it
do
sucks.
each of the All Stars have their own bus line, or is it one bus that loops around between all of them?
It is, I think, one that loops around all of them, but they each have
Yeah,
their own stop. Yeah.
yeah. See, that's awful then, because if you're at the last resort on the stop, you're either getting crammed into a crowded bus, or you've got to wait another 30 minutes for the next one. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so yeah, we're getting a little off topic here.
Yeah, yeah, but it's interesting, right? We'll
Yeah,
rank bus stops another time, but
that's
when
the
we
next tier list.
when we run out of more tier list
Yep.
options, rank the Disney bus stops. Definitely, you know what I will say, Animal Kingdom Lodge is up there. It is very nice and quiet. It is shaded.
Yeah.
Um, you can look at the time and say, "Oh, I have 10 minutes. I'm going to look at an animal instead." Like
Yep.
you got some options here.
Contemporary is up there. That's for sure. Theirs is good.
Their bus stops, all right.
Okay, well,
Do you think many people take a bus from Contemporary to Magic?
they
Or
can't.
can they? They can't, right? They
No,
have to take the
there's
monorail.
none to Epcot or Magic Kingdom. It's
Right,
just
because the
Hollywood
monorail.
Studios and Animal Kingdom, which is convenient because they come more often then, and you're not like wait, when you've had this when you're waiting for the bus after a long day
Hmm.
and it rounds the corner and you're like, and it hasn't put up the sign yet for
Yeah,
what
you're
resort
like,
it's
which
going to,
one? We're at
and you're like,
Epcot. Which one are
yeah,
you
and you're
switching
like,
to?
oh, it's time, this is the one, and then it stops at the stop right next to you,
Hmm.
and it switches.
And there's like
No,
two people in that line, and there's 20 people in your line,
yep,
and you're like, why have
nothing.
there been two French Riviera buses and there's been no Old Key West buses? What is going on?
Nothing more demoralizing.
Oh boy. Um, I did have that happen with, I think it was when we were at Animal Kingdom Lodge. There was I forget where we were coming from. Maybe an Animal Kingdom or something. We had a few times where it worked out perfectly, where we
Mhm,
walked off of the bus at Animal Kingdom and we were trying to
mhm,
get to Animal Kingdom Lodge because we stayed at Saratoga, right? So
mhm.
we had them ship our luggage to Animal Kingdom Lodge, but we were going there ourselves. So we went from Saratoga to downtown
Mhm.
to downtown to Animal Kingdom Lodge. And then we walked off to Animal Kingdom. Then we walked off of Animal Kingdom, or somehow we got to Animal Kingdom, right? Okay.
We got there somehow.
And I think we may have been at a park and then switching or something, but we got to Animal Kingdom, walked off of the bus, and right at that time, the Animal Kingdom Lodge bus is right there across the street. So we walk across the street, get on that bus, no problem, right before they close the door, pretty much. Um, and that was perfect. We had that happen like two times. And then there was a time where we were like, I think it was at Magic, where we're waiting for a bus to Saratoga when we were there, or a bus to Animal Kingdom Lodge, and we just continued to see like Old Key West buses, and like we're like, where is our bus? Okay. Speaking of Magic Kingdom, I guess. Water tower has been installed at Tiana's Bayou Adventure as they're starting to spruce that area up even more. And going along with that, Tiana now has a new look. Um, I don't know if this is like for always or what, but she's kind of matching like this. I don't know, like Jungle Cruise look is kind of what it looks
I
like.
It looks very similar to like her mother's outfit
Mm-hmm.
from the movie. Like that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like more of a casual uh type of thing, which I think based off of what we've heard about Tiana's Bayou Adventure, right? We don't know yet, obviously, everything about it, but it seems like it would fit with that. And it's a pretty solid costume. I think it looks good.
Yeah, I'll put the picture in the show notes or something, but it's yeah, I'd say even like Jungle Cruise esque, like you got like the little adventure explorer look, right?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know if that's always just gonna be how she meets people now, or if they'll still kind of rotate her with her dress and Prince Naveen, but doesn't say. So there you go. And it is July, which means
It's almost
it's
Christmas.
almost Christmas, which means Christmas in July. We do have some Christmas updates here. Tickets have gone on sale for Very Merry Christmas at Magic Kingdom. That's November 9th through the 22nd of December. By the way, prices are now 159 to 199
Oh,
per person.
oh boy.
What?
I
I
mean,
I remember when
okay.
these things were like cheaper than a park pass. Now they're like more expensive than a park pass.
I mean, isn't a single day Magic Kingdom ticket like
109?
149? It's one is it was it not 149?
Mm, I forget. I know we just talked about it like last time
Yeah,
or something.
I think it's pretty I mean it's definitely is still it's still far more expensive than it should be, but uh all I really remember for like I've been to the Christmas party a few
So it
times
depends
at
on the
Magic
time
Kingdom.
of year.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's
Okay.
109 to 189 depending on the time
Oh,
of year.
what a fun range. Um but I've been to the party a few times. It can be fun, like,
I worked
going,
the party.
yeah, like, going, if you're not going to the parks for the rest of the day, and you just like stay up late that night to do that, it can be pretty fun. I did it with a full, like, our full family was there before going on a cruise, and we did that. That was super fun. Except my grandpa got mad when we were in line for the mine train, and then we said it's mostly inside while it was raining outside. We get on, it was not mostly inside, and we had lied to him. And so he was
Mine
not very
train is mostly inside. I will say that. And
yeah.
if you're riding it in the rain, the ride is 60 seconds long. You'll be fine.
The part that sucks is the end where
When
you're
you're
waiting to
waiting to
get
get
into
back in
the
there.
yeah, and then because then it's not like the rain's like going past you. It's like just full on dropping down. And the other time that I remember is my brother had hot chocolate because they give out like free food, right, during this. Like they have cookies and hot chocolate. My parents
That
told
was
him,
my job. When I
ah,
worked the parties, I was handing out the hot chocolate and the snickerdoodles.
oh, so my parents told my brother, don't drink the hot chocolate yet. It's very hot. He was like two. He proceeded to drink the hot chocolate right away and burned his tongue, and he was not
Nice.
happy. It was great. It was, yeah. So whenever he gets hot chocolate at Disney, we kind of joke about that a little bit. But yeah, the Christmas party is fine. Like that's expensive though, a bit too
I know.
expensive for
It's
you know.
only like from like 7 to midnight or something. It's
Yeah,
not
for
super
five
long.
hours in the park. I mean, sure, you can say, oh, you can probably do more with the less wait times. Probably true to an extent, but also, eh, is it worth it? Is it worth it when instead you could do like a full day from like 9 to 10 p.m., 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at Magic Kingdom? You could probably do the same amount of rides in that time period.
I would say it's worth it for like a once every few years, once in a lifetime type thing if you're going. Um, because I do like spending the seeing the different parade is nice, especially the Halloween one. Boo to You is like the best parade on property. Um, but yeah, seeing the Christmas one and um I heard the same songs like every day while I was working there, every party. Um, but it is cool. You get some different character meet and greets and stuff like that. So it's just expensive.
Yeah.
Disney's Jollywood Nights. Now this sounds like I don't know, this sounds more like a Christmas event at Dollywood,
Yeah, a little bit.
the name wise. But it is at Hollywood Studios. Christmas at Hollywood Studios. These prices range from 159 to 179.
Hey, cheaper on the higher end.
Cheaper on the higher end. Separate ticketed event. It's the first time it's happening. It is between 8:30 p.m. and 12:30 a.m. for 12 nights. Those nights are, sorry, 10 nights. Those nights are November 11th, 18th, 20th, 27th, 29th, and December 4th, 6th, 16, 18, and 20th.
Uh, all right, cool.
We don't really know
Yeah.
much about it.
I will say it can never stand up to the Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights. That's it. Nothing beats burning your eyes by looking at the dancing lights uh, down the
And you
streets
know
of
what? You didn't
America.
have to spend extra money to get in there.
Exactly,
You
you
could just
didn't.
go
It
to
was
Hollywood and
free.
see it.
You
Yeah.
just got to stand. You just got to sit there. You would do it on your way out of the park. That's what my family would do. We would start at the
Mm.
end. As we walked out, we'd walk straight down it and be like, "That's cool," and then leave. And we didn't have to pay $159 per person. It was
Yeah, just to
amazing.
get in the first time you did, but
Well, at that point, when it was still around, it was probably a little bit cheaper.
if you want to go to these events, here's what you do. You buy an annual pass, and then just one of the times you go, you buy one of these days. Like
Yeah,
that's how you do it. It's going to be cheaper for you that way because then you're not spending 400 something per person for 5 days or 4 days in the parks plus the 150 for the Christmas event. What you
yeah.
done is you already spent it all on the annual pass, and you're just spending a little extra for the holiday event. All right, last topic we have before our fun little game here is new concept art was revealed for Pixar Place Hotel at Disneyland Resort. Look, the outside, I'm just gonna complain a little bit here. This looks bare. I mean, are they just supposed to be the Pixar balls or something? But they're
I
like
think that's what they're kind of going for, maybe.
glass. I don't know. A little lame. A little lame on the outside. I really liked Paradise Pier, and I know that probably looked pretty plain on the outside, but
It did.
um,
It did look a little plain on the
this
outside.
looks like I don't know. This looks like a an outside hotel. Like this doesn't
It
look
it
like.
kind of reminds me of how Disneyland Hotel used to look. It a little bit. It reminds me of that a little bit.
And then the inside, they have some concept art of the inside, and it kind of continues the uh what type of glass is this? The like
Stained
church,
glass?
yeah, stained glass,
Yeah,
like
there you
church
go.
glass is what I was gonna
The
call it.
church
The
glass.
church glass. And they have like models of like Miss, Elastigirl and Jack Jack and people sitting around in these probably uncomfortable chairs that are
Oh yeah,
really
those are
expensive,
uncomfortable chairs. Yeah, definitely.
and just like pictures of Pixar on the walls. Guess what they got rid of here? No Goofy holding a surfboard when you walk in anymore. Gonna be
Yeah,
upset
I
about
will
that.
miss that. I'll say that. I don't mind the retheme, but I will miss Goofy holding a surfboard, especially
They,
since this is the first Disney hotel I remember staying at, or like Disneyland hotel.
yeah, this is the one I stayed at too. Opening this summer is also a new water play area inspired by Finding Nemo.
I mean that concept art looks pretty good.
If it turns out like the concept art, this would be nice. Yes, this is a
Yeah,
nice area.
and the bat it looks like is that shuffleboard or something?
That's what I was wondering. Like, is it turtles? Like, what are they
What are they?
doing here?
It looks like shuffleboard a little bit, but
I
a
almost, you
weird
know what it
version of
remind?
it.
Oh, here's what you could do instead. All right, you have a hotel themed after Alice in Wonderland, and then you
Croquet
have the outside area is themed like the Queen's like
garden,
courtyard
yeah.
area, garden, and then you have her with the crochet with like the flamingo.
Croquet.
Yeah, the
Crochet
croquet.
crochet is
Crochet.
with
You
crochet is with yarn.
crochet. You crochet the croquet. Okay, but that's what this made me think of right away here is like because I'm picturing this as like turtle shells because I can't really tell what it is. Does
It
it?
looks almost like curling.
It
Like
does, but like
looking at those look like curling pucks. They don't look like shuffleboard ones. I
yeah. So are they curling here? In I mean, no, you can't curl
no,
because
you
there's
can't
no
you
there's
can't.
no
There's no
ice here,
ice. No,
especially
it's
in
something.
L.A.
I mean, we look, concept art doesn't always look perfect. There was the one I sent you of Universal, of the new Minion Land one, of the guy like wearing a backpack really strangely.
I thought he
Uh,
looked normal.
I thought he looked weird. I'm gonna say that
That's
much.
how I wear my backpack. Okay, don't judge.
It was just an abnormally large backpack he was looking into. It looked like a hiking backpack as well. That's, but I
You
mean,
don't bring a hiking backpack with you to the theme park.
no, personally, I don't actually. I travel light.
I have the one that has like the water going right into the mouth.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, yeah,
No, I don't have
one
that.
of those, yeah,
No, I wear my DVC backpack.
yeah.
But uh, they're also opening a new restaurant called the Great Maple. It's a Southern California-based modern America eatery. It specializes in playful takes on upscale comfort food. Um,
Interesting. Okay.
I couldn't tell it was called the Great Maple because it doesn't say anywhere in the concept art. It literally just says modern American eatery. And if that's written on the wall, I don't know what to tell you. Nothing about Pixar about this. It is very odd. Um, it looks like a bar. That's all it looks like.
Nothing says kid friendly like a bar.
Yes. You know how Disney loves their kid friendly Epcot and stuff too, where they drink around the world.
Yeah.
Where our US women's players get kicked out. Um okay, so that's all of the news. as always, I'm kind of down on the Pixar Place Hotel. But Jack, if you can please introduce this game and what I will be playing, and what
Yeah,
the viewers and listeners might be playing.
so this is a little game. There's a few names for it. The way I've seen it called is grid trivia. It kind of comes from a lot of sports content, from what I understand.
Baseball, it's been very popular with baseball, called the Immaculate Grid.
mhm. You've got like baseball, soccer, football, basketball, and what it'll be, it's a grid. You know what a grid is. And you have items along the top and items along the side, and then you have to match something within each of those grid icons. So, like for example, to use a sports one, a player that has 100 career home runs, or 100 plus career home runs, and played for the Yankees, like that would be that. Then you would say, oh, like Babe Ruth fits into this category here. Uh, so that's what it is. But of course, this isn't a sports podcast. We have other things for that. This is a Disney podcast, so I made it related to Disney World grid trivia. So I'm going to. I know my computer seems to be a little slow right now based off my video, but we're gonna give this a try and share the screen and see how this works.
There we go. All right, here we go.
Okay, it worked. Okay. I
All right, so
can't
it's a
actually
four
see
by
what these.
four. All right, so
Yeah,
typically these are 3x3 when you look at the sports one. So this is going to be a little harder, maybe.
a little bit, but as you can see, we have kind of poorly cropped and poorly resized for park icons for each of the four parks, and we have four different things for each of these parks. So
I
what
can
you're going to
pretty
try
this
and
up
do,
if we need to. It's fine.
yeah, what what you're going to do is you're going to come up with something that goes with each of these. There are some extra stipulations that I left out. So opening your
Mm.
attraction, still operating, ideally one that hasn't been changed much. So not major refurbishments or anything like that. And
Hmm.
so opening year for any of the parks. So 1971 for Magic Kingdom, 82 for Epcot, 89 for Hollywood Studios, and 98 for Animal Kingdom. And then an original attraction, that doesn't mean like opening attraction. It just means like an original idea of an attraction that was then changed to be an animated Disney property. But it can be current or past for that
All
one.
right, so I have an option. I already know Animal Kingdoms for that, so we're good
Yeah,
with that.
there. In fact, I think there's actually for Animal Kingdoms for that. I'm interested because maybe it's different than the one that I came up with, because I could only come up with one. So,
I think there
uh,
might only be one.
yeah, so you can start wherever you want. Just say what grid you're going to, or
Okay, opening year attraction still operating. Magic Kingdom, the carousel.
yep, carousel fits for that. There's a lot. This is the one
I
that
went
had,
easy. I went easy
by
on this
far,
one.
this had the most options. You could have
Oh
done
yeah, yeah.
Country Bears, Hall of Presidents, Haunted Mansion, Small World, Jungle Cruise, the Teacups, Peter Pan's Flight, and the Tiki Room. All of those would have been acceptable answers there. Uh, but yeah, that's definitely the easiest one.
Um, opening year attraction. No, let's go original attraction. Update it to an animated Disney property. Animal Kingdom dinosaur.
Yep, that's the only one I could think of. Originally called Countdown to Extinction. It wasn't changed a ton, but it was changed enough,
Featuring
I
the
think.
iguanodon. It didn't
Yeah,
do that before.
it did.
But
It did actually have. It was centered around a Carnotaurus and Iguanodon before. The main changes came to actually referencing him as Aladar.
yeah,
So
yeah. And I think the footage they use of being him from the cartoon.
yes, exactly. So
Also, I want to just point out for people that don't know, if you're riding a dinosaur and you see on the wall where it says CTX 98 or CTX DAK 98, I forget what it says, but it means Countdown to Extinction Disney Animal Kingdom 1998. Okay.
all right, you're 2 for 2.
Character dining location. So I can be any here. There's no stipulation, right?
Yep, within that park, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Magic Kingdom, Crystal Palace.
Yep, Crystal Palace. The only other one that would have counted there is Cinderella's Royal Table. Uh, you
Oh
could maybe
yeah.
make an argument for Be Our Guest, but you don't meet with the Beast. He walks through occasionally.
Oh no,
But
you used to be able to.
oh, the last time I was there, he just walked through,
Was
and
it lunch or dinner?
it was dinner. So maybe
Huh.
so I
Dinner used to have where you could go into a room and take your
oh no wait,
picture with
yep, you're
Beast.
right. So that would count, I guess.
Okay.
That would count, but
And then I'll go Pixar themed attraction in Magic Kingdom. I'll go Buzz Lightyear Ranger Spin.
yep, the only attraction that would have worked for that. So you got it.
All right, so have almost cleared Magic Kingdom. I got to figure
Almost. Yep.
out original attraction updated to an animated Disney property.
This one, there's only one that I could think of. And feel free to go to any other square. You don't
Yeah,
have to
I'm
go
probably
linearly.
I'm probably gonna have to think about that later. Okay. Um, let's go character dining location, Epcot, Garden Grill.
Yep, Garden Grill, Akershus Shush
Yes,
in
yes, I've
Norway
been
would
there.
also work. But Garden Grill is better in my opinion. So
Well, I don't know. You get to meet the princesses at Akershus.
yeah, but it spins around. Come on. Garden Grill
Yeah, yeah. I
spins.
haven't been there in
Fun
forever.
times.
I do want to take my wife there because I don't think she's been in there when we spin around or anything. Um, Pixar themed attraction for Epcot. Um, Ratatouille.
Yep, Ratatouille. And also the Seas with Nemo and Friends.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Well, nobody remembers that.
Oh yeah. It always has a 5 minute wait. The queue is like a half mile long. Uh even though
Well,
it's a
and then
very
I can't. So maybe I'm saving that because would the Sea with Nemo and Friends fit under original attraction updated to an animated Disney property for Epcot?
I didn't have that down there, but yes, that does. I thought you would go with a much different route for that.
Maelstrom
No, there was a
or
different one that I thought
oh,
because
Three
it's your favorite.
Caballeros. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's your favorite. I thought for sure you would
Well,
go.
I'll
Oh,
go Nemo and Sea's
okay.
friends there. Okay, so I've cleared Epcot.
Yeah, you can
No,
do
no, I still need original attraction. Sorry.
yeah, opening your attraction. Yeah, that this one is tough because there's two that I would you could say technically yes, but they've gone under heavy refurbishments. So they're not quite uh the same show or attraction.
Well, yeah, because I was thinking Spaceship Earth, but that has gone under.
A lot of
It,
refurbishments.
yeah, and it's about to again, apparently, right?
Yeah, it's a completely different story now. So there if you can't think of something else that does technically did open the same year, but there's a one option that is far better in that it's mostly the same from what it was when it opened.
Is it an actual ride or like a show
It's a
attraction?
it's a show. It's a
Okay.
show.
Um, is it the American Pavilion show?
It is. It is the American Adventure.
Okay,
The American
there we go.
Adventure has not gone under heavy refurbishments. The other two are O Canada and Impressions de France, but
Those are the other two I was thinking of.
those have kind of been more updated with updated film and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
American Adventure is by far the best one for that.
Epcot's cleared.
Yep.
Phew. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Opening year attraction for DAC Safari.
Kilimanjaro Safaris does work. Yes, there's only
Okay.
two others, which would be Festival of the Lion King
Mm-hmm.
and It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Oh, yeah. I forget about that show all the time.
So does everyone.
Uh, character dining would be Tusker House, right?
Yep, that's the only one for that. So you got it.
And then Pixar themed attraction. The well, is that still around the Up Bird Show thing? Or is that
No,
gone?
it's not up themed anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I thought they changed that. Um, I'll skip that for now. Original attraction update. I already did that. Okay.
Yep. So you've got one left in Magic Kingdom, one left in
Mm-hmm.
Epcot, and one left in
No, Epcot's
Animal
cleared.
Kingdom. Oh, right. Epcot's cleared. Yep. And one left in Animal Kingdom. So one in Magic, one in Animal, and then all
Four in Hollywood,
four.
right?
Yep. All four in Hollywood.
Okay, Toy Story Mania for Pixar theme.
Yep. You could pick anything in Toy Story
Slinky
Land.
Dog, yeah, all
Yep.
those.
The unfortunate acronym Alien Swirling Saucers. Uh,
Oh.
yeah. Takes a second to process that, but
Original attraction updated to an animated Disney property. Could this be the Runaway Railway, or is that too much of a change?
no, that works as well.
Okay.
Like a complete refurb also works like that. So yes, because I needed to get some justice for a great movie ride propaganda in here. So uh,
So then
that
Hollywood and
counts.
Vine for character dining, right?
Yep. And then you have like three of the toughest left, I will say.
Well, is Tower of Terror an original year attraction?
It is not. That was in 1994
Oh yeah.
with Sunset Boulevard or yeah, Sunset Boulevard expansion because that entire area wasn't open originally.
So what would be considered Indiana Jones Spectacular?
That is the only attraction from opening year
There
still
we go.
operating. Star Tours, you could kind of say, but again, pretty heavy refurb that
Right,
changed a
right.
lot of it. So Indiana Jones wasn't even an opening day attraction, but opened in the same year and is the
Mm.
only current opening attraction or opening year attraction still operating. So you've got two left. You've got Pixar themed attraction in Animal Kingdom, and you've got an
Oh,
original attraction updated for
so tough to
Magic.
be a bug for Dak. Pixar
Yes,
themed. Oh my
yes.
god, I was
And there's
blanking
one
on it.
other one. There's one other one, which is Finding Nemo, the
Oh
musical.
yeah, the music. I always forget about that. That was the worst place to work.
Yep.
Um, I block it out.
And you've got one left. Original attraction updated to an animated Disney property in Magic Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
By far the toughest one. And remember, this can be current or former attractions.
Uh, can it be a future attraction?
No, not future. We're going with
I
I
can't go
I
Tiana's Bayou
but that wouldn't
Adventure
work either because it
because
original
oh yeah,
it was
original IP,
already yeah,
right? Yeah,
it was already themed to a Disney property. So you're thinking of something that was not themed to a
right.
Disney property and then changed into something.
Hmm. I have to
Would
like
you like a hint?
um.
There's one that I can tell you that might give away too much, but would still possibly help.
So it can be a past
It can be a
attraction.
past attraction.
So would this be the Stitch?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Alien encounter going to Stitch's Great Escape. So I was going to say an Eisner project, which
Oh, I
he
don't know
he
if that would
put
have helped me at
he
all,
he
actually.
pushed hard for Alien Encounter because according to his teenage son at the time, Disney World was too boring.
Mm,
So they needed more things for teenagers to do.
right, right.
So of course, a show where you're sitting still and listening to an alien making sounds in the dark. That was the main remedy.
Then
That was
yeah,
it. But yeah,
Gary.
you completed it. You got it. Uh, some of them were tougher than others, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you, some rejected categories because I did a lot of workshopping of ideas for this, and the reasons why I didn't choose these is because they were not very fun. Like a quick service restaurant for pizza in each of the parks.
Mm. Pizza Rizzo's,
Yep.
Safari Pizza, Pizza Safari.
Yep.
Uh, the Via Napoli, right?
Yeah, they have the pizza window that's like quick service. So yep,
Yep.
that counts.
And then for who am I missing? Magic.
Yep.
The where do they sell pizza at Magic Kingdom?
There's only one major restaurant that I can think of. That I
Does Cosmic Rays have pizza?
No, they do not. They
That's what I
they
thought.
they have chicken, burgers, and
Salad.
salads. Yeah.
The three main.
Yep. The three
Um,
main days. Yep.
geez, what would be? Is it somewhere in Tomorrowland?
Nope. It's in Fantasyland, which probably gives it
Oh,
away.
Village House.
Yeah, Village House. I
I
also
was I
had
wasn't thinking flatbreads.
yeah, I sure yeah, I guess a little different. One requires glasses to work, you know. There's one for each park at
Oh, you
least,
mean
but
like 3D
yeah,
glasses or
3D
something? So like
glasses
Filler
type.
Magic,
Yep.
the Toy Story Mania,
Yep.
Muppet 3D,
Yep.
and Tough to Be a Bug.
Yep. But you didn't get
Oh,
anything for Epcot yet. So
oh yeah, yeah. Epcot. What is Epcot soaring? No, you don't need it for
nope,
soaring.
there's only
No.
one as far as I know. Relatively new.
Ratatouille.
Yeah, Ratatouille. And then the worst one that I came up with because it is such a stretch. Originally, it was to be can has a ride that seats four to a row. But then when I was going through this, I thought about every attraction. Magic Kingdom doesn't have any technically that are like four designated seats. So you could stretch and say pirates, you can do four in a
Oh, you
row.
can fit four,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the other one that I had, but changed it to the original attraction updated, like on the original board, was has a 40-inch height requirement.
Oh man, that would have been brutal. Like
It
exactly 40 or 40 or
yes,
more.
exactly 40.
Oh yeah, that's too tough.
Yeah, which Magic Kingdom was Big Thunder, Epcot was Soarin' and Test Track.
Mm.
Hollywood Studios is Tower of Terror, Star Tours, and Rise of the Resistance, and Animal Kingdom is Dinosaur. I
Mm.
got rid of that because I was like, this is not a fun category. So,
No, no.
uh, so that's kind of I went through a lot of, and then there's so many more that I thought of, and then got halfway through and realized didn't match up with everything, and then just scrapped the idea. So, uh, I hope you enjoyed the game, and listeners, I hope you enjoyed playing it, playing along with it as well. Uh,
Yeah,
hope
we'll post this too on like the socials so that way people can see it
yeah,
if
hopefully
they want to
hopefully
do it.
it's a little challenging, but not too difficult that you can still get some of it in there. I'm hoping maybe to make another one where we don't just use all four parks and choose some other ideas, but
You can choose
thought
lands. I mean, you can
yeah,
do so many different things. So we'll play around with it. I'm thinking of trying to make one for you
all right.
next time
I've
and see
I
how we can do here.
I've had this because the podcast, the soccer podcast I did this for our other co-host on there. He did not like it, so then he made one for me, and I struggled with it.
You did the grid trivia then too?
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
So it's a fun game. So hopefully you'll see a little bit more of it from time to time. And I'm gonna stop sharing the screen now.
There you go.
And
Cool.
there we
And
go.
that made you disappear completely. There you are.
Oh, there. All right, I'm back.
All right. So hopefully that was fun for people. But yeah. So there's our Disney trivia grid. We'll try to have another one of those for the next one. And maybe we'll think of something else too, because I doubt we'll have a bunch of news. I know I said this last time and it jinxed us into having a bunch of news. So
No,
I'm
say it so
hoping
we get more news. Come
reverse
on.
jinx, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm hoping for. I did go to Hilton Head Disney Resort this past week,
Right
and
before the
that was fun.
refurbishments too.
Yeah, right before the refurbishments. So I beat
And I'll be going to Vero Beach right before the
yes,
refurbishments. So
I beat everybody in my family at putt putt. So that was nice, and
I hope I'll be able to do the same.
I've been practicing on the putting green that they have at the resort. I woke up at like 8. Nobody else in my family was up, so I ate breakfast, went out there, and just started hitting the greens.
Dedicated. He was
And
dedicated.
later that day, I won by quite a few strokes. So that was cool. And then, yeah, it's a nice resort. I didn't realize this when I stayed there as a kid a lot, but they actually do have like Mickey pretzels, the ice cream. They had Dole Whip. My wife got a Dole Whip while she
The
was
most
there.
important question, did they have the chocolate malt balls?
No,
No. Oh, tragedy.
Now they had a very small section
Okay, okay,
of snacks,
okay,
but what they had was like the Chippendale gummy stuff and
okay.
those type
I
of things.
If it's not at Vero Beach, I might riot. So,
Oh, get ready to riot. Navarro might be bigger. Hilton Head
yeah,
only had one store, and it was really tiny.
it's also closer to Disney World, so maybe, they.
Maybe
I hope so. I'm saying, I'm speaking it into existence.
for anybody
That's
that was worried too, I don't worry. I got my chicken strips and my fries while I was down there, so
they
it
didn't
was
have
good
the
there.
nuggets though.
No, they had strips, but they were still
Okay,
good.
okay. The nuggets are better, unfortunately.
Yes, they are. But I was still able to get my fix a little bit. Especially with the Mickey pretzel, I enjoyed that. I got a resort mug. I filled that sucker out like 10 times, so it was worth the
You,
money.
you got to get the money's worth from
I
it,
got
right?
the money's worth. It was great. Um, but yeah, so if you haven't been to the Hilton Head Resort, I recommend it if you're just going to like, Pluto was there at one point, but like, if you're just going to like relax and not worry about parks, there Vero is a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see your Vero trip and
Yeah,
you talk about that
yeah. Oh yeah, you can also rent
afterwards.
DVDs to use on the DVD players they have in
They
the
had
rooms.
500 DVDs at Hilton Head.
Yeah.
Almost every Disney movie, Star Wars. But actually, they've updated the Blu-ray players.
Oh, fancy.
They
Okay.
even had the Oswald Disney Treasures, where you can watch all of the Oswald shorts.
So
I did not
did you
rent
get?
any.
Wow, I'm shocked. No Oswald. I'm shocked.
I own it, so
Okay,
I
okay,
don't have to worry about renting it.
okay. Got it. Good.
We didn't spend too much time in the room itself, and when we did, I was watching the Gold Cup and like baseball and stuff. So I was kind of I had my
Makes
fix of
sense.
TV. But yeah, so if you want to give us a follow, all of the things are in the show notes. They're all different for each place because you can't shorten behind the dreams to something that people haven't already taken, apparently. So that's where you can find us there. Next time, like I said, we'll have a trivia game for Jack to play, put him
Oh
on the
boy.
spot. And we will see you all next time